guys, my name is Garka. I'm a yoga instructor and I'm also a kettlebell student, practitioner, doer, kettlebellar. And we had an especially challenging kettlebell class last week. We did a lot of farmer walks where we were just holding bells and walking many times back and forth across the gym, and we were all in agony. Our forearms were in agony. And it was a really great lesson because I hadn't realized how much you use your forearms. I knew that my forearms were getting stronger and bigger, more solid, but I didn't realize how much was building up in there. So I thought I would do some forearm stretches and show y'all the secrets to getting nice, supple, relaxed forearms. So the first thing we're going to do is some self-massage. You need to be on the floor for this one, starting in kneeling. Bring one forearm down. I've got my right forearm down here, palm facing up. Then bring your left knee, so it just rests on top of your hand. So you don't want to be putting a lot of pressure here, but you just want to be keeping your hand and your arm in place so that the inside of the forearm is always facing up. So I'm on my back, my toes are tucked on my back foot. And then the right knee is going to come forward. It's a bit awkward at first. You got to get used to it. To start putting pressure on the forearm, going up and down the arm, the meat of the bone, or the meat on the bone, the meat of the arm. And you can either kind of roll your knee and your leg side to side, or you can do little circles, or you can just do some straight pressure. You can do teeny tiny circles or bigger circles, just finding the places that are really tight. It's probably going to be more up towards the elbow, and there's a bit more meat there. It's more able to take the strain of having all that weight on it. So just going up and down a couple of times. Try and keep as much weight off the knee that's resting on your hand as you can. And then release that, come over to the other side. So your left arm comes down, palm facing up, right knee sits just on top of the palm or on the fingers, and the left knee comes forward and starts to rock side to side, go in little circles. So you can control how much of your weight you put onto your arm. You might end up starting out really light if you haven't done any work on your forearms before, any massage or stretching. And as you get used to it, as the muscles start to relax, you can put more weight onto it. Moving up and down. And then releasing that, coming to sit on your knees or sit cross-legged. You can do these next two standing up. Bring your right hand in front of your face, palm facing you. Take your left hand forward behind your right hand and grab hold of your thumb. Spread all your fingers wide, spread even your palm wide. I always think of Ironman hands here when I'm spreading my hand wide. So keep your hand spreading wide. That's going to activate all the muscles that we're stretching. And then press your hand away, pull your thumb back towards you, and you want to be pulling so that both your hand and whichever digit, we're going to do all our fingers, wherever you are, you're pulling that back towards you. You're pressing out through the root of the palm. You're keeping your shoulders, both of them, away from your ears. Your arm is nice and straight, and you're breathing. The fingers stay spread wide. Try to keep your wrist, the wrist crease, parallel with the floor and with the front wall in front of you. Release your thumb. Take hold of the index finger, spread your other fingers wide, press your hand away. So you can see a bit better here that it's almost like a box that we're trying to go for. On this side it's better. So my hand is coming back, my palm is coming back, and my finger's coming back. Other fingers are spread wide, wrist is pressing away, fingers pulling back. Release that, take your middle finger, spread your fingers wide. Press your palm away, pull your hand, your fingers back, relax your shoulder. Make sure you're not popping your elbow forward. Some people are super hyper flexible and the elbow can be kind of popping forward. If that's happening, just give a teeny tiny little bit of, not even a bend, but just a kind of a release of the elbow in there. Release your middle finger, take your ring finger, spread your fingers wide, press away. So you can probably feel with each finger that we're moving along across the forearm. It's kind of like flossing in between all the bones and ligaments and joints and muscles in there. Release that, take your pinky finger. It's kind of like, for those of you who remember Terminator, the first one, when he takes that piece of his arm off and he's like moving them up and down and his fingers are moving. Make sure you're still breathing. See if you can push your palm away more, pull your finger back more, spread your fingers wide, and then release that hand. Bring your left hand in front of your face, right hand comes back behind, take hold of your thumb, press your palm away, pull your thumb back and your hand back. Relax your shoulder. Breathe nice and steady. Release that. Take your index fingers, spread your fingers wide, keep them spread as you press away through the root of your palm, right through the wrist, and pull back through the rest of the palm, fingers spread wide. Release your index finger, take your middle finger, spread your fingers wide, press your palm away, pull your hand, your fingers back, relax your shoulders. Release your middle finger, take your ring finger, spread your fingers wide. Notice if, especially when it's a really intense sensation, sometimes our face gets involved, our jaw, our upper back even. So try to relax all the muscles that are not actually needed in this stretch. Spreading your fingers. So try not to, when you're on your pinky finger, try not to have the pinky edge of your wrist way lower than the thumb edge. Try to keep it nice and level. Press away, pull back. And then relax that. Give those hands a shake. Okay, the next one seems to really confuse people, so I'm going to do it twice. We're going to start by take your left thumb and bring it to the bony bit on the outside edge of your right wrist. That little bony bit that sticks out. Just to make that contact. You're going to be doing that again in a moment. Take your right hand so that the palm is facing the left wall. Take your left hand, bring it behind, and your fingers are going to take the webbing in between your thumb and your index finger. And then your thumb of your left hand is going to find that bony bit again, like we just did. Bend your right hand so it comes right in front of your face. And then pull with your fingers, your left fingers, push with your thumb so that your palm, your right palm is now facing the right. Try to keep your arm nice and straight as you straighten your arm out. So you're pulling back with your fingers, pressing with your thumb, and you're trying to keep a nice straight line here, not pulling your wrist back, not letting it come forward, not bringing your wrist so it's this way or this way, keeping everything nice and straight. So again, your right hand faces, palm faces the left, your left hand comes down, around, behind, hooks the fingers, the thumb comes to that bony bit, and then you come in, bend both elbows, come in towards your face. Turn your hand, your right hand so it faces the right wall. Stretch your arm long, so this is from the right side. And pull your fingers, your left fingers back, press your left thumb forward so that you're rotating your forearm open. So much of what we do is internal rotation with our forearms. When we're on the computer, when we're driving, when we're on our bike, when we're chopping vegetables for dinner, when we're writing a letter, pretty much everything we do we're internally rotating. So this is a way to externally rotate your own forearm. So release that. Bring your left hand so that the palm faces the right wall. Right hand comes down, around, behind, takes the webbing between the thumb and the index finger. Your right thumb comes to the bony bit of your left wrist. Bend both elbows. Turn your left palm to face the left wall and then straighten your arm out. Relax your shoulders. Lift your spine, lengthen the back of your neck. Take a breath. Have a look at your hand and your wrist especially. Notice if they're straight and in line with the rest of your arm or if they're bent one way, back, up, down. Try to even it out. Try to flatten your hand and your fingers out. See if you can twist a little bit more into the forearm. Notice where you're feeling it. Notice the difference on both sides. And then release that, relax that, shake it out. And then one last one for the wrist and the hands. Bring your palms together. Keep the palms together. They might want to separate, but keep them all the way together. Keep your shoulders down and try to drop your wrists as far below your elbows as you can. This helps with stretching the tendons that make this motion, flexion and extension of the wrists. And then keep pressing together. Slowly separate your palms, but keep your fingers together and see if you can drop the base of your fingers below your wrists now. I have very mobile finger joints and wrist joints, so it might look easier for me than it feels for you. So trying to get the fingers are still pressing together, and you're trying to get them below the wrist. Mine are about level, it looks like. You can also do that individually. So this is stretching the muscles that curl the fingers, and with kettlebells we always have the hands curled around there. And again, a lot of what we do, we're holding things like this, so this helps to undo all that forward movement. Okay, I hope that helped. Notice how much you felt it in your forearms. If you felt it a lot, practice this every day, twice a day if you can, and notice how quickly it lessens. Okay, come back again soon.